do not wait until it's too late to take action. Everybody, this is Alessandro. Welcome back to my channel. So for the last couple of years, you guys know very well what's been happening in the industry, right? A lot of layoff, people out of job, even fantastic talented people. And so during this time, something that happens, with me very, very often is that people reach out to me, and it's always like this: Alessandro, I was in the industry for several years. I've been laid off by together with many others, and now for 4 to 5 months I've been sending curriculum here and there, right, all the time, but so far nobody hired me, right? I'm depleting all my savings now, and obviously now I'm coming to you because I realize I need to push my skill in order to get better and having better opportunity. And they always say these things: I wish I've done this sooner. I wish I've done this when I had a job, when I still have an income, rather than waiting last minute. They always have this regret. And this is something I've been talking for a while. If you follow my channel, it's very important that you stay ahead of the game by improving your portfolio and by sharpening your skill before something happens. I talk many times how this industry, like many others, is not stable. Doesn't matter your role, your position, nobody's safe. I talk about it how I built my demo reel back then in the days while I still had a job, and not waiting for the last minute. But right now that this is happening, a lot of people seeking for my help, and other people help, probably not just me, when things are too late. And sometimes they come to me and they tell me, Alessandro, because I've been jobless for 6 months, my savings are depleting, and I hope with a couple of months together maybe you can help me to sharpen my skill and get back on my feet, right? And I have to stop them immediately, okay? Because most of the time when people came to me, it's because they don't have a very good reel, okay? Maybe they've been working in TV series or somewhere else, maybe in a very small minor role. I don't know. I don't know much about their background. Even if they share with me, I don't know their company. But bottom line is not very good. So I told them, this is not about a couple of months here. I can do anything in 2 months. It's not that you just a couple of months you can go from here to here. I told them very briefly, I say, hey, my students, they have 0 years of experience, zero. They have much better skill than yours. And they always told me, oh yes, I know, I saw you're still a student at work, and I was impressed. That's why I'm coming to you, Alessandro. But I told them that those students didn't study with me for a few months, right? Most of them study for a year, some of them even for a couple of years. This is something that takes very long time. I don't know how you managed to get a job. Maybe you've been a bit lucky or something, right? Or could be anything, right? Because of course there are very talented people that they lost their job sadly, right? But sometimes people that come with me to push their skill is because their skill is not there yet. And there's nothing I can teach you in a few months. Yeah, maybe we can try here and there a few things, but it's not gonna help you. I'm very realistic, I'm very brutal. And some of them, they realize, what, I want to try anyway. They try, and after a few weeks they realize that they realize finally that I'm pushing very hard, right? And in a few months you can barely do anything, right? There are people who adjust their situation because they really want to push their skill. They're extremely motivated, so they find themselves a part-time job, they find any other random job just to have income coming in, right? And then they start with me for the long term to improve. Many other people realize, oh, then I cannot do it, I cannot do it. But the thing is, people always regret not taking action while they still had a job, while they have a safety net in terms of income, and not taking action during that time, okay? Because probably exactly that's the reason. When you have a safety net, you tend to feel very secure, you feel like you don't have the need to do anything, and in my opinion, that's a very huge mistake. I told many times how this industry, like many others, it's not stable, so there is never really a safety net. Or the only safety net you have is how much money you have in your bank account, how much saving. That's the only safety net, and you should always be prepared to be in this industry jobless for 1, 2, 3 years, because you never know what can happen, right? So that's the only safety net you can have, right? Also very important, guys, there is one thing you need to keep in mind for the people working in this industry. If you are lucky, you've been working for the last 3 to 4 years to an amazing project where you can push your skill, right? You make amazing animation you can put on your demo reel, And once the project gets shipped, right, you can finally put on your demo reel, you can put it together, you can show it to the world, and that's how you're improving your skill, right? You're improving your skill while you're on the job because you're working with something really cool and your skills are growing and are growing. But for a lot of other people, it's not like this. Sometimes you work on stuff that are not very exciting and not letting you push your skill. You're kind of stagnant. Maybe the tasks that they give you, they are not that interesting. Maybe your lead doesn't help you to push your skill. Maybe your peer, it's kind of a comfortable situation. Maybe you're working on a project that is a work in progress, and it can happen that the project gets cancelled, gets postponed. Maybe it will be released in 3 to 4 years, and you cannot really show anything. All right, that's also something that happened, right? So again, that's what I say. You always have to look around and see what's going on, and think about, okay, if I get laid off today, what I have to show for on my demo reel. Do I have something solid that will get me a job? If the answer is no, you better start to do something. Okay, guys? Because again, this situation, don't think that now this is passed by, now we're recovering, this is not gonna happen anymore. Guys, those things are kind of cyclical, sadly, right? So once in a while can always happen. So again, it's not that every day you need to upgrade your skill, but it's important that you are realistic. You're realistic, you look around, you see other people demo reel, you see the animation done by other games or projects, and compare to what you are doing and say, am I at the level or not? If I lose my job today, am I competitive in the market? What do I have to offer that people can hire me on the spot, right? So I think those are very important things you need to ask yourself, right? Even me, when I was working in a TV series in Singapore, I was a supervisor, so I had a good position, but I know very well that my skills were not up to date, especially because I wanted to work in feature film, I wanted to work in visual effects and stuff like that. I wanted to give it a try, maybe at some point go back to games. So what I did while I was working, while I had a full-time job in the evening, I started to work on my own demo reel. And just in order to push myself, I contacted my older mentor, asked him to give me guidance, to give me lectures, stuff like that, to review my work and stuff like that, right? I did for most of my shot, except maybe for my pirate shot that you probably see on my demo reel, all right? And even though once I was laid off, or at least they didn't renew my contract because they moved the production somewhere else, 2.5 shots were done. So once I was home, I was relaxed, I have my big safety net, I could focus to finish half of my last shot and do one more, again with the guidance on my mentor, right? And maybe you don't need to have a mentor necessarily. Maybe some people are just good to push themselves, without any mentor. But a lot of people need someone who can help them, a school, a mentor, or whatever, right? But bottom line, most of my work for my new demo reel was done even though I had a full-time job. And of course it was tiring, guys, because I, like everyone else, I wanted to go back home, relax and chill, and do many other things. So it was a bit of a sacrifice, but it paid off a lot. Okay, so that's something you want to keep in mind. So the sacrifice, if you do in the right direction, they will always pay off. Well, maybe not always, but most of the time, right? So for me, I'm always like this because I always have a clear goal, and I will do whatever it takes to execute it. And I said, if you don't have this discipline, there is chance you will stay behind, okay, what the rest of the industry, it will move forward. And a lot of people says, oh, but Alessandro, the industry is in a crisis, they are not hiring everybody, stuff like that. And I argue, well, how come my students, they do get a job? They have 0 years of experience. You have 5-6 years. How comes they can and you cannot? Because I told them this is what they can do, because I push them for the extreme limits, all right, when it comes to quality, as much as I can, right? And that's what you need. I told make them study very hard, working very hard, 8-10 hours a day, whenever it's possible. And you, even if you're working, again, while you're working, you're not pushing yourself, your skill. Yes, you're working to get a paycheck, but then again, you're not upgrading yourself, and that's something you need to keep in mind, all right? And another warning, and I want to give to everybody, that people are extremely easy to forget, okay? I had people, as I mentioned before, coming with me. Some of them, sadly, they were very in a desperate situation. I was extremely sorry, almost tears to my eyes, because I told me, Alessandro, I can pay the bill, like I need to pay the mortgage, I need a job immediately, right? And of course I told them I couldn't help them in a very short term on everything, but I encouraged them to continue to do something, maybe to study on their side or something, right? And maybe after a few weeks, they say, Alessandro, I want to give you good news. I managed actually to find a job. You know, I didn't have nothing to do. They just shared with me that they find a job and everything. And I'm so happy. You know, I was so worried about it right now, also because I try to work a little bit animation on the side. I'm so tired. I don't have to do that anymore. I can just focus now 100% on the full job. And this, to me, I'm almost 100% sure that even they've been in a bad situation, as soon as they get in a new job, they will forget, and they will probably will not take action again to push themselves, their skill, to upgrade their own demo reel. And because they think now, oh, I have a job, I have a new safety net, it will, now the crisis is over, this is gonna last me forever, whatever, and it's all good. And I think people have really short span memory. And again, guys, these things can repeat over and over. It's not that I want to scare you, but I've been in this industry for 15 years. I've been observing the industry for 25 years, even before I got a job, right? So these things happen over and over, even outside of this industry. So if you think about it at some point, oh, I got a new job now, it's over, the crisis it's over, it's all good, I don't have to worry about it anymore. You are being very naive, guys. And again, it's something you need to change your mindset, or else the industry will change you, and it's not gonna be for the good. Okay, guys, I know sometimes I have to do this video, but I want to be a wake-up call for a lot of people, because every time someone came to me with this situation where they're kind of desperate in a way, and they said they're struggling with their financially, with their life, it always makes me very sad. I wish people were more prepared about this. For me, the only thing I can do is spread this message, tell them how I face this situation to prevent stuff like this, and hopefully they will do the same. But ultimately, this is your life. You have to take your own decision. Nobody can help you if you don't want to be helped, right? Either you take action or you stays behind, and there is the chance you might end up in some trouble in the future. I hope it doesn't happen, but reality, it is what it is. Okay, guys, if you have any comment, if you have any question, let me know in the comment. See you next time. Ciao, guys.